hair last night was warm and moist, and in a dream I thought I heard your voice. Well, I went outside and started to sing, and the crickets were doing the very same thing. And me and the crickets sing all night long. Me and the crickets sing the same damn song. A song of how love should be, a song of how you should be with me. Hey, this is Gabe Wootton hanging out at Fuller's Guitars, Houston, Texas, with the Hungry Outlaw here in the middle of the pandemic sessions. Thanks for tuning in. This song is called Pretty As You Please. I've had a lot of jobs in my life, and at one time I was a concrete man, and ended up working in South Texas, Pearsall, Texas, south of San Antonio. I started humming this song to myself, and I knew it was a keeper kind of right away. And by the time we'd finished the job, I was living in College Station at the time, and by the time I made it home, I'd learned most of the words. So I'll play it for you now. It's called Pretty As You Please. Bulldog on the fence line, crosses in the ditch, working for another man. You never get rich, but now it's raining in the morning, raining at night. Sometimes I get what's coming, sometimes it ain't right. Sometimes I get what's coming, sometimes it ain't right. When I was a child, I was raised upright. It was church on a Wednesday and a Sunday night. But now it's whiskey in the mornings just to stop the shakes, whiskey in the evenings, that's what it takes. Whiskey in the evenings, that's what it takes. Well, there's mesquite in the meadow where the hay used to be. Somebody's gotta cut it, but it won't be me. I got a Windsor engine, I got a full tank of gas, I got a number in my pocket, I got a picture on my dash. I got a number in my pocket, I got a picture on my dash. Well, the Bulldog on the fence line, they standing still. Long as I'm breathing, I never will. I got my windows wide open, I got my hand in the breeze. Well, I'll be gone by the morning, pretty as you please. Well, I'll be gone by the morning, pretty as you please.
Hell yeah, man.
We play the old quarter, like the songwriters night or whatever, right? And he's back around a lot. Rex is hanging out a lot more, but back in the day, you know, he'd stay in his office, that little curtain pulled right next to the stage, and sort of that big thumbs up moment was if you were playing a song, if he'd poke his head out the curtain, you know, and just see who it was. And then if he came up to you later and was like, "Did you write that?" You know, and you're like, "Uh-oh, is he about to jump me or is he gonna high five me?" You know. Wasn't for long I ran into a dude, Mississippi John Hurt, and I was just like, "Wow, why is this guy like, you know, on every radio station in the country?" You know, and so I'm a self-taught bad mechanics guitar player, and so this was my attempt to try to play in the style of Mississippi John Hurt, and I always laugh because I'm right-handed, but my left hand seems to take all the damage in my life. So broke these two fingers, cut that thumb almost off the other day, cut this finger bad, so I'm not as dexterous as I once was, if I ever was to begin with. So this is all the sort of that's not Piedmont. What is it that Mississippi does? That, you know, that old Elizabeth Cotton style stuff.
It's Mississippi.
That's it, man. So this is the only one of those, because I have about two of these in a row and your hand starts clawing up on me, you know. So this is called Going to the River. Going to the river, wash blood from my hands. I'm going to the river, wash blood from my hands. But the river was dirty with the salt of distant lands, and it smelled of death and tasted of sand. And the sun did not shine, and the birds they did not sing for me. Well, I fell down at the muddy banks, my hands folded in prayer. I fell down at the muddy banks, my hands folded in prayer. I cry out the name of God to the stagnant air. Well, I don't know where God lives, don't think it's around here. Because the sun, it did not shine, and the birds, they did not sing for me. Waited and I waited, no answer ever came. I waited and I waited, no answer ever came. And the river is rising and the air smells of rain. And I fear my trip here has been in vain. Because the sun, it did not shine, and the birds, they did not sing for me. So I'm going into town tonight, I'm gonna drink that sucker dry. I'm going into town tonight, I'm gonna drink till I'm high. Tie on no high tone drunk while the moon and stars spin by, and look for God the day after I die. Because the sun, it does not shine, and the birds they do not sing for me. Yeah, the birds does not shine, and the birds they do not sing for me.
Oh yeah, brother. That's so damn good, man.
I had an occasion to have a house in New Orleans for a couple of weeks, and my wife didn't trust me going down there by myself for some reason, and I called my buddy Larry Hooper, and I said, Larry, you should come down there with me, you know, we'll make a trip out of it, and we'll hang out and just dig on New Orleans and you know, write some songs. And you know, we both write some songs out of it. We can call it a working vacation, and then, you know, write it off on our taxes and whatnot. And we both laughed at that. And he said, man, I would love to, but we just had his wife and him had just had their 343rd child, and she caught pregnant again on the way out of the hospital. So he said, man, you know, it'd be my ass if I took off now. So instead, Larry had these stickers that were basically a cartoon drawing of his face, and so I took one and tucked it in my shirt, and off to New Orleans I went. And so when my wife would call, she's like, well, are y'all having fun? I'd pull the sticker out and say, well, yeah, Larry and I are having just, you know, hell of a time. You know, we checked out the public library, and you know, and it's getting dark, so we're gonna go back to the hotel now, you know, because it's not safe. And what I didn't know was that the sticker of Larry Hooper is a whole different animal than the flesh and blood Larry Hooper. Larry Hooper is a wonderful human being, and you know, and pretty straight laced as far as it goes. I love playing shows with him and going on runs with him because he doesn't drink, so I get to drink his share of the bar tab, which, you know, I don't mind doing that for him because, you know, that's what friends are for. The sticker of Larry Hooper, on the other hand, is a full-fledged narconaut, and is up for anything at any time and any amount. So as soon as we landed and we got in a taxi, he said, let me borrow your phone. And I said, who do you know in New Orleans, you know? And he said, well, I got this chick, Patricia, she lives over on Raw Street. And, you know, I told her I'd call if ever I was in town, you know. So I gave the sticker my phone, and the cab driver thought I was nuts, you know. And sure enough, the sticker figured out a way to dial the phone and called old Patricia up. And so we detoured over there for a little bit. And next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock in the morning the next day. And we both getting up, rubbing our heads, wondering what happened, you know. And I said, man, sticker Larry Hooper, I love you, but, you know, we're down here to work, brother. We didn't come down here just to full-on party. And he said, well, what kind of work you trying to get done? I said, man, I'm trying to write these songs, and I got this one song that I want to finish that is close. It just needs a little tweaking, and it's close. You know, and then, you know, whatever other ghost I run into, I'd like to write those songs as well. And he said, well, hell, if you want a song, I'll give you a song that I wrote. And I said, you're a sticker, man, no offense, but, you know, what kind of song could you have written? And he said, well, it's a good one. I said, all right. So I handed my guitar to him. I'm like, well, play it for me then, wise guy, you know. And he said, well, I'm a sticker, man. I don't have any arms, much less fingers. I said, you're right. So I said, well, hum the melody to me. So he did. And so he got the melody in my head. Then he started laying these words on me. I'm like, well, that's not bad at all, you know. So I played it through a couple of times, and you know, I shifted some stuff here and there just because, you know, he's a sticker, and I don't know how many songs he'd written before, you know. So I said, man, I think that's a keeper. He said, yeah, me too. So I handed him my phone. I said, call Patricia up. Let's go back out on Raw Street, you know. And next day I got to get him to teach it to me again because I'd forgotten most of it. But it's a good one, and it goes. I call that one Long Enough. Well, I've been around long enough to know what it means when you look at me that way and don't say a thing. Well, forgive me, my cherie. You know that I love you, baby. It's been a lot of fun, but honey, I think we're through. Well, I've been around long enough to have a place to go when it's cold on the home front and the fire burns a little low. Well, you know I love you, girl. Truly I do. Baby, it's been a lot of fun, but honey, I think we're through. but I think we flew right